Also warm welcome from my side. Let's directly dive into device management. So the first topic I would like to talk about today is the new dashboard manager for the device info page, which is now available in public preview. So you can easily access that by activating the preview toggle in your UI. So this new feature is all about allowing you to actually manage your dashboard's device info pages at scale. So each device in device management has its own device info dashboard showing relevant data for each dashboard for each device. But since each device type and each use case requires different information, so for example, you want to see signal strength, GPS data, or battery level for a tracker, but that all of that information is not so super relevant for a different PLC use case in your shop floor. So you want to accommodate different information depending on the use case and device. That's why we introduced the dashboarding capabilities, or the option to actually change the widgets and information you can see in the device info page quite some time ago. But there was still some limitation because that was only in the context of each individual device. So for each individual device, you would have needed to change that setting, change widgets and so on. And doing that for hundreds or thousands of devices is quite a task. So with the new functionality, we actually introduced the capabilities that you might be already familiar with in the context of the cockpit, that basically allows you to once create a blueprint if you change the dashboard, and then use the blueprint to replicate exactly that setting to all your devices of a specific device type. So you can then introduce, based on the different device types you have, you then can manage the different dashboards. So that is now way more scalable than it was before, way less manual effort. What you can do is not only to introduce device dashboarding on scale, but if you need more than just one dashboard, you can also introduce multiple ones, multiple instances per device. And you can also leverage the dashboard manager as a kind of new entry point to manage all the different type-based dashboards that you have in your tenant, making this way easier going forward. The next topic I would like to talk about that the team is currently working on is an update of the device management homepage. So in Cumulocity, each of the application has a homepage right now. And if you visit the device management page, you would per default see both the alarm widget as well as the quick link widget. But in order to unify the experience across applications, we want to change that a bit, adding in some visuals and also more explanatory text to showcase and provide more context on what you can expect in the device management application, what the purpose of this application is about. And what we also want to do is to introduce the so-called new ThinEdge.io enrollment widget, kind of similar like the Connect Your Smartphone widget, which you might know from the cockpit application, allows you to spin up a new ThinEdge.io instance either on your local device or on a Raspberry Pi. Makes this process quite easy to really have the full end-to-end experience of device management if you want to try it out. So this new enhancement is mainly targeted towards either new users or free trial users that want to get familiar with the device management concepts and capabilities in Cumulocity. In addition to the homepage enhancements, we also are doing quite a bit in the context of our documentation. So we start with the cloud remote access chapters and topics, and now are continuing with the device integration guides, where we do basically new introductions, providing more context, redoing the navigation structure, and also updating some content, just to make it easier for you to find the relevant information, get familiar with the concepts, and fully leverage the capabilities that we offer in the platform, just to make that more accessible. But there is also information, like Rahul already shared, beyond the documentation in our tech community. Also there, we are trying to provide more and more articles and concepts to make it easier for you. So that's just one new example where we basically showcase how you can do remote application development for your devices without physical access, using both our cloud remote access functionality in combination with VS Code. So you can do application development without both physical access and requiring VPN infrastructure. But that's just one example. We are also working on various other articles in parallel. So stay tuned. It's always worth visiting the tech community and seeing what's new. With that, I'm already at the end of my presentation and would like to hand over to Ruben for the ThinEdge part.
Thanks, Aaron. Hi, my name's Ruben Miller. I am the ThinEdge product owner. So what's new for this quarter or last quarter? So we've done the new release of ThinEdge. So we have 1.7 now, where it brings tons of new features. Some of the highlighted features would be, finally, we have the ability to publish measurements with units, a long requested feature. So you can not only do units, but also additional properties like meter information to the measurements, which just lets you to be a little bit more descriptive with your measurements. We've added a new log plugin concept so for a long time, we've only been able to support file-based logs, but now we've extended with a whole plugin concept. So that basically means you can access anything and then upload it to your cloud. So Cumulocity, for instance. So it comes with out of the box for Journal D. So that's kind of the predominant init system that everyone uses. So you can basically access all your services without doing anything now, but just installing the latest version. Then we've been trying to gear up for some preparation for the MQT service so that we can facilitate a single MQT connection to Cumulocity and then make the use of both the standard Smart REST topics, but also the freeform MQT topics. So once the MQT service has the feature of the Smart Proxy available, that basically means you can have a single MQT connection from ThinEdge and then either publish to any of the predefined topics or your own custom defined topics. So this is a great kind of preparation step for when the MQT service goes GA. Then to continue our kind of security story, so we've had progressive improvements for our hardware security module support, so HSMs for short. So we've added a convenience script just to kind of reduce the number of steps when the initialization of the HSM was always a little bit tricky, especially if you haven't done so much with HSMs. So we try to ease that burden for you by just simplifying to have a single script to also onboard in the nice Cumulocity CA.